Hello, welcome to the Snowman Showdown Paint and Business Bootcamp, and I am so happy you are here. So please, as soon as you come on, let me know where you're from, what your name is. Well, it should tell me your name, but let me know where you're from and let me know what you are most excited about. So I just want to take a quick moment. Me and my husband, Bobby, are going to be hanging out with you for the next hour. So I hope that you have not only your canvas ready so that we can paint together, but also just a piece of paper, because I'm not only going to show you how to paint this cutie pie, but I'm also going to show you how to do my favorite math, which is the paint party calculator, so that I can teach you how you can not only create a dream or a goal, but also how you can actually make it happen. So let me know if you're excited. Let me go ahead and quickly look up on my laptop, because that's where I can see all of your comments. Over 4,000 of you have signed up. So first off, I just want to say, Bobby's here. I just want to say a huge thank you for being a part of this. And remember, you have an entire year to watch this. So if for some reason you're like, I'm watching you paint, but I can't paint it as fast as you, it's okay. You have an entire year to watch this, okay? But I want you to just take a deep breath. Bobby, don't snot. Take a deep breath, ready to have some fun with me and my crazy husband. And we're going to be doing giveaways the entire hour. I love to give things to y'all. So I have a ton of Michael's gift cards. So we're going to be doing giveaways as I see people commenting. And we're also going to be remembering you have all the way until Monday night to do. I can't pick these up. You have until Monday night to get your stuff painted so you can be entered in the prizes. Remember, all those cute snowmen are all prizes for y'all, for most creative, most colorful, most creative surface, all of those wonderful type things. So those are all for you. And I'm giving away one giant prize. I'm actually going shopping. I've already done some of the shopping. I'll show you. I have a little bit of it already shopped, but I'm going to give away around $150 worth of just fun stuff that I love. And this is part of it. So some of my favorite books, Jesus Calling. It's the kids version. I love that. Actually, this one might not be the kids version. Big Magic. This is just so fun. Look what it says. It says, my mind is like a browser, 30 tabs open, 5 are frozen, and I have no idea where the music is coming from. Can anybody relate to that? Some really cool stuff, some stencils, as well as I'm going shopping this weekend, and I'm actually buying like really cute earrings and just like $150 worth of just fun stuff for one special person who does the checklist, okay? Who does all of the different paintings and everything with us. So are you excited to be here? I can't see the comments. Are people excited, Bobby?
Yes. They're very excited.
I can't see the comments.
They're going in and out on mine as well.
Oh no, y'all can't see?
There's lots of thumbs and hearts floating. I can see that.
Oh, you can't see the comments?
They're starting to come in now.
Where is the live? Am I in the right group?
You are.
Okay, good. Because I can't find it in the, maybe it's not moved.
They can see you and hear you okay, it says.
I bet maybe, is it in the featured where I can't see it? I'm about to start painting, I promise. I just need to find my video. let me find my video really quick. Let's see. If Brendan, if you're watching, can you WhatsApp it to me and I'll pull it up on my computer. So if you can WhatsApp the link to me, that would be awesome. So I know, okay, so let's give a big round of applause. If y'all don't mind, just doing a round of applause for our team. Our team, Bobby is here to play.
Audience.
Our team is awesome, and they're here. Oh, thank you, Brendan. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I couldn't find it. There we are. Now I can see your comments. Let's see. Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, the team is awesome. Oh my goodness, great. Kathy says applause for the team. Laura says your team is amazing. Yes, let's give a big round of applause for the team because they are actually behind the scenes right now, helping people find us, all of that. Also, I want to give real quick a gift card. Let's go ahead and give Jamie Norvell. You're here watching. You get the first gift card of the night. So Jamie Norvell, let's congratulate her.
All right, Jamie!
Yeah! And if you would send an email to support@texasartandsoul.com, this is yours. Ha ha ha. I'll send that to you. Okay, we're going to get started. I have so much stuff to share with you, but I am challenging myself to keep this an hour or less. Does anybody think I can do it?
I betted on you this morning and I lost.
Well, it was a little over an hour.
Yeah.
It was so if anybody knows me, usually my hour means an hour and 20. So we're going to keep it at an hour. I am challenging myself an hour or less. So step one of this canvas is to paint it black or any color that you want. So while I'm doing this, we're going to be talking about paint parties. We're going to move back and forth between me answering your questions to Bobby actually answering your questions as well, so that you don't have to hear my voice the whole time, because Bobby is very, very knowledgeable. We've been doing this for over 16 years, and he has been a huge part of it. Thank you. Publicly. It's on record.
Wow.
Thank you.
Right.
Publicly thanking
I like
you.
it. I like it.
He likes it. Everybody likes a little
And
praise.
you said I was knowledgeable. Got that on record too.
You are knowledgeable. Bobby knows a lot about the paint party world. Probably more than he even wants to, honestly. Okay, we got Debbie from Tennessee. Hi, Tracy. So what I want y'all to do is I want you to ask questions. Now, in a little bit, we're going to talk all about how you can actually make a profit from this. But I want you to know that, like, while I'm painting, me and Bobby are open books about this paint party world, and we are here to help you. Like, we want you to succeed. I remember years and years ago. So I've been teaching paint parties for over 16 years, like I said. And earlier I was talking to the earlier group at 11. So some of you may be watching this again. Let me know if you're watching this for the second time today. If you are, yay! Thanks for being here. If not, if you're watching the replay, that's okay. But I told, a lot of you don't know, we went bankrupt and lost everything. And so I'm going to be sharing that story a little bit later in the week about how from bankruptcy to business owner all before the age of 30, and how it is totally like God had a whole plan for us. And even through all of our screw ups and mess ups, we still, God had a plan. So I know that there's so many things that we can have happen in our life. And so we're going to be talking not only about business, but also life and about just all kinds of fun stuff. So let me know if you're, oh good, we have Dana, second time today. Debbie's here. Oh my gosh, we got Kenitha, round 2, awesome. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're here again. Welcome back. We're going to have some fun. Okay, let's see. Becky, hey Heidi, my daughter loved the 11 a.m. painting. It was fun. Oh, that's wonderful. Wonderful. I'm so glad you're here. This is great. Okay. All right, so we're going to paint all of this black, or you can paint any other color you want. Now, what I want to do is just see how many of you here have questions about paint parties. Earlier, we got into all kinds of questions. And Bobby was, we were kind of going back and forth between answering, what we had. So if you have questions about paint party business, but what I want you to know while you're asking your questions, oh, thank you, Renee. You're so sweet. And I got to meet Renee several times now in person. I love, oh my gosh, Renee, you have such a cute style, by the way. I just got to publicly say that. The way you dress is so, so, so cute. But what I wanted to say before we get to answering questions is a lot of times people think you have to be like a certified art teacher, or you have to be, an expert painter. Y'all, we are doing beginner paintings. And did you notice it's traced on? Guess what? You're going to have that traced on for your painters as well. And let's see, Karen says, how do you get past the nerves of being in front of everyone? Karen, that is a great question. Okay, so one of my first paint parties, I wrote down every single step. You know how we have the steps written down for you right here that you just print off? Well, before this, I used to write down every single step. I was so nervous that somebody was going to think that I was a fraud. Or let me know if you can relate. If I'm allowed to be there, who am I to teach, right? All of these different things kept going through my mind. Then I looked up from behind. I was, looking at my notes, and all of a sudden I looked up at the crowd. What do you think everyone was doing? Let me know in the comments if you can tell me, what do you think everyone was doing? It was crazy. Let's see if y'all know. Let's see. Oh, that's okay, Julie. Oh, good, you found us. What do y'all think everybody was doing? Oh, smiling? That's a good, no, they were not smiling. That's a great answer, but they were definitely not smiling. They were painting. They were actually staring at their canvas, kind of scared to death. They were staring at their canvases. Amy McKnight, you are the next winner. Yep, you got it right. Amy McKnight, email us at support@texasartandsoul.com. We'll send you a gift card. They were staring at their canvases. And the reason why is they're not there to judge you. They come in terrified, and they're so scared that they're going to mess up. So I can't tell you how many times when people come into my paint parties and they go, oh my gosh, you have it traced. Thank you so much. And it's just this sigh of relief. It's just this like, oh my goodness, like such a great thing to know that, oh, it's traced for them and we're going to help them. Paint parties is more about building relationships than it is about making sure you're the A1 painter at the front of the room. A lot of times, a little secret, and again, I've taught thousands and thousands of people. Sometimes I don't even paint. Isn't that crazy? There's many ways to do this, but sometimes I don't paint. Sometimes I'll just say, hey, I'm going to show you step one. Can I borrow someone's canvas for step one? And you will not believe how many people go, take mine. And I'll show them step one. And then I'm spending my time building relationships. Building relationships. That's how you build your business. Think about a massage therapist. Think about a hairdresser. They build their business through relationships and people coming back. That's the same thing you're going to be doing. And I'm so excited to share all of that with you. Okay, so Susan wants to know, where is Pixie and Bobby?
Hey, I'm right here, Susan.
Pixie got home from school. We went for a walk, and she is exhausted. Poor girl. She's doing dual credit classes, and she has a lot on her plate this year. So y'all say a prayer for her. She's got a lot on her plate. Oh, Nancy says, I'll be your new BFF. Oh my gosh, I need to tell that story. Okay, let's have, Melissa says you walked around and did that at the live in Branson. Of course, I wanted to talk to y'all and have fun with y'all for sure. Okay, so let's see what other questions you have. I'm going to actually change to the red, and then I'm going to have Bobby answer a question.
Oh, okay.
So the red that we're going to use is True Red. And all I'm doing while Bobby answers the next question is filling in the hat, the berries, and the scarf. I'm just going to go right on top of it.
So my first question I'll answer is from Jana Witt. She says, do you have a studio or only use venues? And so we have a studio, but we don't do paint parties in our studio. So I think what she's asking is like, do you have like a place of business, a brick and mortar place for people to go or people to come, I guess it would be, and have paint parties. So one of the cool things about paint parties and the way that we do it is we don't have to have that upfront cost of a building and the maintenance and everything that goes along with that. So we find venues, and that can be community centers, churches, restaurants on their slow days. They love to have them. So we just find where we can go and ask if we can do a paint party there. And a lot of times they're like, yes, if it's going to bring in, especially restaurants that have the space for it, on a weekday when they're slow, and you're saying, hey, I can bring in 30 or 40 people potentially, and they'll buy food and drinks while they're here and they're painting, they love that because it's a win-win for both people. So that's
Wasn't it funny? Remember last week we were eating at Oz, and I booked a paint party right in front of Bobby, and I went and sat back down, and he goes, Heidi, you literally just did the exact thing you tell everyone to do. And I was like, well, of course, I do the same thing. Like, and it was just so funny because he watched me real time go back and forth and just book the paint party literally in front of him. And he's like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what you teach people to do. And I'm like, I know, it works.
It was great.
Yeah, it was cool. And now I have a new venue.
Yeah.
At one of my favorite restaurants.
And it was all when we were just like ordering our food and checking out. Like, she just like threw it out there. And
all they could say was no.
Yeah.
All they could say was no.
And they weren't mad either way.
Yeah.
And then it turned into, so yeah, it was good.
And she gave us the BLT early. Like, yeah.
You're not supposed to tell.
I can't tell that part.
Anyway.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We got
So there you go. So Gina Presser asked, how do you get started and do it in restaurants? So that answers that question too, Gina.
And tomorrow we're going to teach the magic script.
So yeah, tomorrow will be magic script, which I literally watched it in action and it works. I don't know how it can't work. And you may get a few no's and be okay with no's because eventually you'll get yeses. And then it all gets to be fun.
Yeah, that's the thing. So, at Paint Party Business Live, Bobby sat there and watched. Oh my gosh, I almost painted that whole snowman piece. Don't paint that bottom part. But yeah, so he sat there and watched, like, I'm going to teach y'all tomorrow the magic script and where to book these parties. That's why, it's good to have your snowman painted. And a lot of people will have studios and they want to have studios, and I have nothing against a studio. But my main thing is I like the flexibility of not only doing in-person parties, but doing online parties. Like right now, there are 792 of you watching. 794, it just keeps going up, right? So there's all of y'all watching this and having this cool opportunity to do online as well. So there's potential to do online parties and in-person parties. We're going to be talking mostly about in-person parties during our time together. But how cool is that you can, find places and have these cool venues and mix it up. And I love the feeling of not having that overhead. But again, everybody has a different dream and a different way to find success. But we're going to be teaching you how to do this mobily. All right. You got another question?
Yes. So.
Oh, I almost did it again, Bobby.
Stop painting the white part of the snowman red.
I know.
You got the whole thing painted red.
It's supposed to be. It's a lot of red.
Oh, man.
There's a lot of red. A lot of red,
baby
y'all.
Wipe emergency?
Baby wipe emergency. Oh, yeah. I want to tell my BFF story after your next question.
So Cindy Allen says, how did you get yourself set up to start? Where did you get your supplies? How much of everything did you get? And so that's a good question, but it's really simple. So first, book a paint party, right? Yeah. So we're going to book a paint party. See how many people are coming,
Prepays. Prepays are your friends.
Prepays. So if you get prepays, then you have a little bit of money to go buy some supplies if you don't have any. If you do have some, just use what you have in your studio already. But you don't have to start off with easels and aprons and all the little things. Like, you can literally lay your paintings flat like Heidi's doing now and paint. Don't get caught up on that.
Yes, don't trip over pennies or don't trip over, what's the saying? Crap. Okay, so for those of y'all that are new, let me know if you're new to me. I just want to give you a little preview. Number one, I cannot say big words and I say stuff all the time. So I'm just going to say it now. There are a lot of places that you can go and be mean online, but we keep things very kind. First off, I don't want to be made fun of all the time. Secondly, I know that sometimes I say words wrong, and when I try to say big words and they don't come out right, it's very frustrating. But when I nail it, I am so proud of myself. So I want you to know right now, if you're new to me, just a bit new, I'd love to know. but also just know that this is a happy place. Like, we are a happy group. We try to stay positive. I know the reality of the world. We can't always have everything positive, right? I know that that's reality. However, I also want you to know, like, I used to be the most negative person ever. Like, I would seriously, like, one time, I shared this story earlier and I think it's good for y'all to hear. One time, I was being negative and Bobby said, "Oh my gosh, if you won the lottery, you would seriously complain if you got the cash option." And that was the moment. That was the moment that I was like, wait, am I really that negative? And I started kind of like watching my words and the way I talked and the way I spoke. And so I'm really, really big about watching your words, watching the way you say things. And we are very big about that inside the Snowman Showdown group. Like, it's okay to have a question. It's okay to express a concern, but we're not mean here. Like, we're not mean. And I did see a question earlier from somebody. They said, what do you do to handle negative people? And if there's negative people at your paint parties or there's mean people, oh my gosh, I treat them with kindness. I just over treat them with kindness. Like, it's almost like a challenge accepted. If somebody's mean to me, I'm like, I got 2 hours with you, challenge accepted. I'm going to see what I can do to help. And I'm going to add a little bit of the burgundy in here. Just a little bit of the burgundy right here, just in this spot, right? Just a little bit. Okay, so sorry I got off on that, Bobby, but I had to jump in there.
That's good. Tell the BFF story.
The BFF story. Okay. Yes, Leslie, the world is ugly enough without us being mean to each other, for sure. Okay, so let me get on my next spot and then I'll tell the BFF story. Because a lot of times, I get distracted, and I am on the challenge of of staying in my hour. Okay, so I'm gonna shut up. I am.
I know you are.
I am. I'm gonna do it.
Make it happen.
I'm gonna do it.
BFF.
Okay, so BFF story. I'm gonna paint this gray, y'all, and I'm just going over the whole thing. I don't even care about the circles because I'm gonna add them back. Okay. All right, so I'm just doing this slate gray again. You can go crazy and do any color you want, but this is what I'm going to do because I'm going to try to make it like the one for you. Okay, the BFF story. Now, do you have trouble making friends? Okay, if you're a person who has trouble making friends, do a hands up. Like, we're all here to share honestly. Okay, so I do have friends, and I'm very, 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 very grateful for my friends. But as an artist, and then you add entrepreneur on top of that, which many of you are, you're an artist and you're doing a paint party business. We're a little weird, right? We're kind of a weird mix. We're a weird bird. Anybody else here a weird bird besides me? You are. I know you are.
I was trying to stay quiet.
You're weirder than I am. So here's the thing. When you are a person who is building a business and you're also an artist, it is hard sometimes to just relate to people. And it's hard sometimes to make friends. I don't know if you agree with that, but that is, yep, Jamie, odd bird here. Lisa raising her hand. Kim's raising her hand. Yes, like, I sometimes feel like I don't belong, like, anywhere. And so in my town, I was, going to Michael's like I always do all the time. And there was this girl there who worked there. And I talked to her every time I came in because I came in I am so glad I'm not the only weird bird. We are amongst friends. So what had happened was, it was so funny. It was almost like I was like trying to get this new friend in my 30s. And I was like, baby wipe emergency. Hold on. Here's what you do if you make a mistake. Grab you some baby wipes. This is going to happen at your paint party. So I'm glad it came up. And all we're going to do is, if somebody accidentally painted in the snowman, you just wipe it off. Isn't that cool? Because it just happened, I can just wipe it off. And I can always let it dry. Oh, I got orange everywhere. Now I got orange all over. And I can just wipe it right off. No big deal. So that's one of those things you're going to have that happen at paint parties too. But anyway, so I go into Michael's and I tell Bobby and Pixie, because they're in there with me, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to ask her if she wants to paint with me, because I had a friend that we used to paint every other week together. And she moved to Houston. And so I didn't have somebody that I could paint with. So I was like, well, she works at Michael's. I'm sure she likes to paint. So we had some conversations. So I knew she was a painter. And I was like, hey, do you want to paint sometime? And Bobby and Pixie were making fun of me because I was so nervous. I was like pit sweating. Like seriously pit sweating. Anybody have like nervousness? I know it's like too much information. Do you have pit sweat? It happens.
I'm behind the camera.
He's behind the camera and he has pit sweat. So I'm telling y'all, like I was so nervous. And so I asked her, I was like, hey, do you want to maybe paint sometime? And so, again, like trying to make a new friend, like I'm 43 now, but that was in my like late 30s. Maybe I was 40. I might have been 40 already. She said, she's like, yes, I would love to. That sounds great. We exchange numbers. I get to the car. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have a new best friend. She's going to paint with me. I'm so excited. Guess what happens? I message her. She ignores me. And I'm like telling Bobby, I'm like, I'm kind of cool, right? Like, people like me. Why wouldn't she want to paint with me? And so then the next time I come into Michael's, of course she's there. And so I go up to her and she's checking me out. And I'm like, and she noticed, she goes, yeah, I'm so sorry I didn't get back to you. I've just been so busy working. Aren't we all busy? Seriously, we're all busy. We all got a lot going on, right? We all do. We all have the same amount of hours in a day. Oh, Tammy wants to know who's Bobby. Bobby is my husband. You want to say hi?
Hi, Tammy.
So anyway, so I remember doing a live and being like, will you be my BFF? And then so now everybody like says, so if you see Hey BFF, it's because I am hoping that we can paint together like this and be BFFs together. So yes, Carla, it was so awkward. Oh my gosh, it was so awkward, so awkward. So now the next few times I went in the store, it was very awkward. Thank you, Chandra. I appreciate that. She says I was cool. I feel like I'm all right. Like,
I think you're cool.
I mean, I'm not like the coolest. Pixie would not think I'm cool. Pixie, my 16-year-old daughter, doesn't think I'm cool. But yeah, it was just so awkward. So what I want you to know is that if you feel like you can't find a friend, that is the cool thing about being a part of something like this, is that we all are a little weird. We want to talk about paint parties all the time. We want to paint all the time, right? So remember that it's okay that you can find this online world and find people who want to talk about the same stuff you want to, right? And just have fun together. Okay, so let me pick another gift card.
You got a lot of new BFFs.
Yay!
Look at that.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Hi,
awesome.
Hi BFFs. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for being my friend. I totally felt so rejected. Okay. Oh, Renee says, you got a friend in me. I better not sing that.
Don't sing.
Don't. If
You'll lose friends.
I'll lose all of y'all. Okay, let's pick another. Oh, Melissa, she says, I would absolutely love to fly to Texas to paint with you. Oh, well, Melissa, you are the next winner of the gift card. Thank you so much. So, Melissa, we have Melissa. What was the last name? Melissa Green. Okay, so you're the next winner of the gift card. Melissa Green. Let's congratulate her. And if you would please email support at texasartandsoul.com. Oh my gosh. So thank y'all. That's so cool. And we can still make friends into our 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, all of that kind of stuff. So just always remember that. Okay. Our next step is, I have no idea. Okay. So let me look. Do you want to answer some questions while I find out?
So I saw a question
Stacy,
a while
I
back
see.
from, I'm probably going to mispronounce it, but I think it's Kriya Dus.
Oh, nice name.
It's a pretty cool looking name. So she says, do you use music at your paint parties? And I can answer that.
Oh, yeah.
Heidi uses music everywhere all the time.
I do not like a silent house.
No, and I kind of like it quiet around the house sometimes, but for paint parties, for sure. It definitely helps liven up the mood. And actually, if you're a member of the Paint Party Headquarters, we have a paint party playlist that you can use at your paint parties that has been kind of curated by Heidi and myself and other painters. And
some of our PPHQ members have given us suggestions
and so
for that.
It's good songs that aren't too racy or don't have anything that's probably going to offend people.
You don't want any explicit lyrics in your songs.
And so it's really cool because you can play it. And I want to say there's hours of music on there. So you can just start it playing and let it jam out. And so it just kind of keeps the mood upbeat and everybody painting and having a fun time.
Yes, you want to make sure, and I'm just adding burgundy right now, y'all. So I'm just adding some burgundy to the scarf. So just almost like little commas. Just little commas in here, nothing serious at all. You can make yours however you want. But Bobby was talking about, and for those of y'all that have not met Bobby yet, he may come on this side of the camera. We will see. By the end of it, we'll get him on this side of the camera. But yeah, it's really all about just having fun. And you want to make sure one of the best things I've learned, because again, with teaching paint parties for so many years, for over 16 years, I have a paint party on Saturday and on Tuesday. So you'll actually probably see, I'll probably go live in this group and show you some of my paint party action real time. But here's the thing you want to remember about paint parties is you want to keep the mood upbeat. So for example, my favorite question to ask is, what exciting thing has happened in your life? For example, right? So instead of saying what's going on in your life, what normally people will respond with is, oh, I have a knee surgery, or oh, I have this or that. Like we want to say, what is something exciting happening in your life? And when you say it like that, it changes everything. Because now people are going, hey, I'm going on a cruise next month. Or, oh my gosh, I just had, my aunt come over and we did something fun. Like all of that stuff. So it's really, really cool to make sure that you keep it upbeat. That's part of your job. Like you're the party starter, right? That's part of your job. Okay, so what I'm going to do is add the green. And then we're going to have Bobby look and see if there's another question I can answer or you can answer as we're switching. And I'm just going to grab any green. I'm going to do a Kelly green, and then I'm going to add in some margarita, some lighter.
All right. Next question is from Danita Myers, and she says, do you bring different colors for customers to pick for their paintings? So one of the things we do is we always make sure we load for a paint party the actual colors that's on the paint party list, on the list that comes with the painting. But then we throw in a bunch of other fun colors that we have. So that if somebody wants to be creative and say they want their snowman to be purple, that's fine with us. Like, more the merrier, let's do it. So we always have some fun colors, some bright colors, just something different they can use. And we always bring our shiny paint.
Glitter. This is the magic sauce. Always bring glitter.
And what else do people love? Snow techs.
Oh, I was like, what?
Snow techs. Man,
they're like door prizes.
You bring out snow techs, it's like, what? People go crazy with it. They get to put it on with their fingers, and it's just a fun time.
It's so fun. Snow techs and glitter are our magic sauce. And here's the thing. You can do your paint parties however you want. But what I have found is I am all about customer service. I don't know if you have noticed this just from this event. Hopefully you can see this from this event. We don't do anything halfway. Like when we do stuff, we want to do like crazy. Like we want to always like go over the top. So we really take that seriously, even in our paint party business with our local customers. We go over the top with bringing door prizes. We go over the top with bringing extra colors. I know that that's not for everybody, and that's okay. That's the great thing about this is you can do this however you want. You get to choose how you want to do your business. I have just found that so the quote I think is don't trip over pennies to make dollars. So if I'm sitting here so worried because somebody squirted too much purple and I'm like, oh my gosh, they squirted too much purple. If I'm so anxious about that, then it's going to take away from the fun. It's going to make them feel almost like you're like they're not going to feel loved. And my whole thing is sharing God's love through art and how we get to do that through paint parties. And one of the cool things about this, I'm going to make his little smile a little bit bigger on one side and then kind of go down like that. But the coolest thing about this is, again, the purpose is sharing, God's love through art. Well, if I'm like shaming people or being mad at them because they use too much paint, is that sharing God's love? Like, no, that's being selfish. That's being stingy. That's being, feeling like there's never going to be enough. So I'm like, have a blast, have fun. And plus, when people finish and there's a bunch of like different shades and different scarf colors and different hats, it makes my marketing pictures look even better because now they're not all exactly the same. So I want you to remember that as you're doing your paint party business, does it take a little bit more prep? Does it take a little bit more work? Yeah, it does. However, nothing is better than when you see their smiles on their face and they seriously feel like they're a kid again. Like that makes it worth always packing extra paint and so much glitter, okay? All right, so I'm gonna start adding the circles on here, Bobby, and then start kind of adding in some of the highlighting. While I'm doing that, do you want to answer?
That's a great idea.
Oh, well, thank you. Because here in a minute, we're going to be going through the paint party calculator, and I'm going to show you exactly how to set your goals and also have money in the bank. So don't go anywhere because we are going to finish in less than an hour, and I'm going to start adding this stuff on here. And I do want to challenge you before Bobby answers another question to think about how you do show up at a paint party. If you've never done one before, then no big deal. You can start this however you want. But if you've done it before and you find yourself like feeling that, like, they're using too much paint, I want you to just think about like, you know what? It's okay. When I was a teacher, I was an art teacher for 10 years and I taught in Florida for about 3 years. And I had kinder through 5th grade. I had 850 students a week, and we were doing a ginormous chalk day. So I had like organized this entire chalk day where 850 people were going to be doing this. And I was stressed beyond belief, overwhelmed. And there was this 5-year-old, the cutest little kindergartner in the world. She came in, she grabbed the chalk, and we had these giant chalk sticks. I had raised all this money so I could buy this really expensive chalk because I wanted it to look really cool. And it did, by the way. But here's the moment when I realized that it's not about our supplies. This little 5-year-old drops one of the big old pieces of chalk that cost about $1 a piece. That's how much this chalk cost. And I go, why did you drop it? Oh my gosh. And I got onto her and she looked, I know, I feel so bad still to this day. She looked up at me with these big old like deer eyes and these like crocodile tears and just started like crying. And all of a sudden it hit me and I was like, oh my gosh, this is not who I want to be. This is not the person I want to be. And I immediately got on the floor and I was like, I am so sorry. This is just chalk. It is okay. It's okay. And we just grabbed it and we kind of cleaned up the mess. I gave her a big old hug. And then I was like, you know what? I am not going to be this person. And since then, even when people make messes in my art room and my art studio and even at paint parties, I am always like, it's okay. It's okay. So I want you to think about that. Think about how you can be that person and not be so about everything. Just take a breath. You know, take a breath. It's okay. All right. So I'm going to start outlining this. I think we have a ton of, and also forgive yourself. I was a jerk to her. I had to apologize and say I was sorry and then move on. But because of that moment, it has changed the way I teach people and I show grace. And I don't care if people make messes. It's okay. They're kids and adults make messes. It's totally okay. So I want y'all to remember that because kids that you teach at paint parties, they remember that stuff forever. They remember that stuff. So be kind to people while you're teaching them. Okay, I'm going to start outlining this because I want to get to the calculator if you want to start answering questions.
So this one's from Jenny Taylor, and I've also seen a lot of other people asking the same thing, which is how long do the paint parties last? And so most of the time, and correct me if I'm wrong, but we usually try to schedule them for about 2 hours. But know that it's probably going to go a little over. You're always going to have
2 to 2.5.
Yeah,
for adults.
For adults. An hour for kids, because that's about as long as a kid's time can, that like their attention span will last. So, an hour for kids, 2 hours for adults. But 2.5 was reasonable. And sometimes you just have those people that don't want to stop. And so that can be a little tricky as to how you kind of let them know that, hey, the party's over. You're the last one here. But we gently coax them out.
I like how your voice turned into like a 70s like stoner just then.
And so, yes, that 2 hours is a pretty good time limit. And so I also see a lot of people worried, like they're like, oh no, Heidi's painting so fast, I'm not keeping up. And she's painting fast while she's talking because she only has an hour. But normally on a 2-hour painting, if she's painting, she'll paint slow. She goes around, she helps people out. And she'll always, I also saw somebody ask, well, what do you do if somebody's not ready to move on to the next step? Like they kind of feel bad about that. Well, you can say, hey, it's okay if you're a little behind, but for the rest of us, we're going to move ahead. And then one of the helpers or Heidi will usually go to that person and kind of try to help them catch up a little bit if they want her help.
Another thing, too, is just saying, this step should only take one song, for example, and that really helps.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
So
go ahead.
You give them kind of a time limit. Like, hey, by the end of the song, you should have this step done. Got it. That's pretty smart.
Right?
Person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Linda Fields asked earlier, she said, where do you get your canvas at a reasonable rate? And I have a story for this one. So,
oh, no. We have a lot of stories, y'all. How long you got?
So we normally we'll get our canvases from Michael's, and we wait for sales.
Always
wait for sales. And or coupons. And so back in the day, we would wait for the coupons to come out, like the 40% off or whatever it was. And then we would go all like, and when I say all, I mean, at one time it was like me, Heidi, Pixie, one of Pixie's friends, my stepdad, my mom. We all had to go to Michael's together because you could only use, one coupon per person.
Hey, ain't no shame in this game. I had to build up my paintbrush stock.
Yeah, and so we all got whatever Heidi threw in our basket, and we had our phones out. She loaded the coupons on our phones for us, and we're just going through the line. Here we go, we're like a train of people, and we're buying supplies, buying canvas with the coupons. But we did what we had to do. And it worked. So sometimes you got to recruit some people.
Have you done that before?
Yeah. I used to think it was so funny because we were just in line. And then finally our local Michaels kind of caught on to what we were doing. They're like, you know what? They're going to get it anyway. Do we really have to have the whole family here?
Well, now we have resources for wholesalers. So now we can just go wholesale.
Yeah. So if you're part of the membership, then you get access to those wholesalers.
In Paint Party headquarters, he's talking about.
Yes. Then you get access to that. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was so funny because we go out to eat and I'm like, but Michael's is right there. And we got to make a quick stop because
she would trick us.
I need some brushes.
Let's go out to eat. Oh, yeah, by the way,
I have a paint party tomorrow and I'm short on brushes. So yes, oh my gosh, no shame with the coupon game, Maureen says. I love it. Okay, so I'm just adding some blue on here and just little bits here and there wherever you want. Just have some fun with it. And then Bobby, if you want to answer another question.
All right. Let me find a question.
You're doing a great job, by the way. Is Bobby doing a good job? What do y'all think? Let me know if y'all think he's doing a good job or if we need to oh, Pixie?
She don't want to be on camera.
You want to be on camera?
Yeah, that's probably not good.
Yeah, she's got out of the shower. She's not getting on camera. Okay, so we got the blue there. Blue, blue, blue. Okay, so I'm going to add a little green. Okay, go for it, honey. Sorry.
Sorry. I got sidetracked. So what brushes do we use? I've seen that a lot.
Oh, Bobby's awesome. They said you're awesome.
Oh, thank y'all.
Oh,
Love it.
you made his day.
So right now, we're using a 1-inch flat brush. We're using a number something.
Probably like a number 6 or a number 8.
Round brush, and then a liner brush. And so that's really the only 3 brushes that we use in our paint parties. And
and a lot of times we use a chip brush.
Yeah, the chip brush for like backgrounds real fast.
Yes. Good job.
Yep. And we used to bring a blow dryer too for backgrounds if we knew we...
Well, but then the margarita machine got blown out.
Oh, you can't have that.
So one time I brought blow dryers for a paint party, and the margarita machine stopped working. Somebody had brought one. So,
Hold on, time out. What? Tracy's just being mean. She said he's fired. Thanks, Tracy.
Tracy just fired you. I love it.
But then she laughed and said, I'm doing a good job. Thanks, Tracy. Thanks, everybody.
Tracy, are you still getting that hot tub? Is that the Tracy with the hot tub? I'm never going to forget that.
So where was I? Oh, so if you want more information about the brushes that we use and we recommend and that are
we did that.
Expensive, we did a shopping trip this week with myself and Pixie, Heidi, even my mom was there, and it got a little wacky.
We're the whole family.
Watch it for fun. Watch it for information. That's kind of what we do. Like have a little fun, gain a little information, and learn to make money. That's you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Bummer. No the margarita machine broke. You can't have a paint party and their margarita machine breaks. You're gonna get kicked out.
So, particular brand of paintbrushes. Again, I don't know.
They're Craftsmart.
Craftsmart. Okay.
Yeah, it's like the cheap Craftsmart brushes. But honestly, I mean, just when I first started, I just grabbed what I had. I literally just grabbed the paintbrushes I had and just moved them, had people use them. You can get cheap brushes, Craftsmart. And then if you're a part of Paint Party Headquarters, we share all of our wholesale type stuff with you inside of there. But honestly, when you're first starting, don't really worry about it too much. Just have some decent brushes.
So 2 things real quick while she's coming. One, somebody asked what a chip brush is, so I'm going to show it again, maybe if I can reach over there. I don't know. Is it in the picture?
It is. It's right there. Yeah.
Awesome. So this is a chip brush. Chip brushes, you can get them at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or a place like that. You can also get them at Lowe's for like 20 in a pack for really cheap. They're usually, I would say like $1 or less. Mm-hmm. So chip brushes are really good. They don't always last a long time. It's hard to like get them really clean. But because they're so cheap, it's okay to replace them every once in a while.
We have a ton of, and I love them because you seriously can have, if something's going to take a long time, you can have people get it done in a really fast time. So for example, when I teach you the porch leaner, you don't want, a party to last 4 hours. It's not that your customers will really complain the first time, but the next time you try to go book a party with them, they're going to be like, I need 4 hours. They're not going to keep doing that. So I'm telling you, just grab you some chip brushes if you have some big coverage to do. I'm just adding white in. No big deal.
So Linda Nicodemus says, what is your setup when they start painting? Do you have the paint out already on the plates? I'm going to add to this from a question I saw earlier, and I apologize I didn't catch the name, but do we set up easels was the question. So this kind of all goes together. So we will usually put paint on the plates for them. So we'll have all the colors that go with that snowman. But again, if they want different colors, that's fine. They can get a plate and get some different colors. And let's see, we have their table set up. We'll have their brushes, paper towel, cup of water for usually every three painters or so.
I like to give everybody a cup of water, but I know that it's not necessary.
Right.
It's not
If
necessary.
you have it, great. If you don't, and really that comes with access to water. Sometimes that's the hardest part. It seems like is access to water and a place to dump the water.
Yeah.
So that can be a little bit of a challenge. So anyway, it's the same setup almost every time. And so whether it's myself or Pixie or Heidi or we bring in somebody, we can usually set up a paint party pretty quick. As far as the easels go, it really depends on how much space you have on the tables. So if we're in a tight space, sometimes the easels will help us because we can put more people at a table because the canvases are standing up, so it gives a little more space. But if we have the room, we'll just lay the canvases flat. Because most people, I don't know, they seem to, even if the easel's there, they try to move it out of the way and put it flat.
Yeah, it just depends. And I didn't have easels or aprons for a long time. Oh, do you want to pick the next gift card winner?
Sure.
Do you like how I just squirrel? Okay, who's the next winner?
Tammy Irvin.
Tammy Irvin, you're the next winner of the gift card. If you would please email support@texasartandsold.com and you can get a gift card for Michael's. Right here. So BFFs, as you're listening, I want to quickly say, I'm just adding some details on here. I noticed that I missed a part of the hat right here, and I was about to paint it gray. But before we have another little question answered, I want to show you, if you get the flat brush and you grab the white and you make it go like this each way, then you can grab this, and this part's really, really fun. You just start at the center, and I like to do just a little bit like that so I kind of know where I'm going to go. Then I get a bunch more, and then I just start going crazy. It's really fun. It's really, really fun. And then I'll just kind of take it and just add little lines here and dots, and I'm just going to start adding all of those on here. Okay, so did we finish that question, or were we still answering it?
I think we got that one answered.
Oh,
So
and
just set up.
yeah, and as you start to earn money, again, I teach you a profit every party. The way I teach you, and Susan says, did you see any of my questions above? Susan, maybe ask that question again so we can try to catch it, because I know y'all are seriously, like, the questions are coming in hot and fast, so we're trying to catch them. But remember, I teach you a profit every party, so if you were to go and try to do like a franchise model, you're looking at like $100,000 before you ever start. And my thing is I'm like all about, so I have a party on Saturday, and I'm actually teaching wine glasses. And so you can do this in canvas and ornaments and wood and ceramics. And also my party on Saturday is wine glasses. Guess what, y'all? I haven't bought anything for it yet. Not one thing. I am waiting for the head count, and then I'll go on Friday and buy the supplies because I want to have a profit every party. I want to make sure that the party's first a go before I buy everything. And number two, I want to make sure that I know how many to get for. And I always get a few extra, of course. Okay, did you find her question?
I haven't seen it come back up yet. I was waiting on it.
Oh, no.
Somebody did ask, where do we find cheap easels? And this was something that at first, honestly, we did try to just buy the cheapest easels we could find, but they were constantly falling apart, breaking. So we started buying the metal easels, and
They're Artist Loft.
They're called Artist Loft. You can get them at Michael's. I'm not sure the price on them.
So you can get them as cheap as $7.99 when there are big sales. So like Black Friday, I'm sure they will have them for so cheap. So I seriously always buy my easels. Like every time I get some money from my paint parties, I put a little bit aside, and I would buy easels and aprons. And so I didn't have any easels and aprons for a long time. So I think it's important to know that. Don't feel like you got to start with everything at the beginning.
Yes, we started very slow with the easels and the aprons. And we would buy literally 10, we'd go buy 10 easels after a paint party because we'd made a little bit of money.
Yeah, if that.
If that. And then, maybe the next time we'd buy a few more until we had enough. But
I'm telling y'all, because of the bankruptcy, I was so conservative on that because I wanted to be very, very careful. So remember, you can do that too. Now we have like 200 easels, but I didn't start that way. Would buy, so I would have a profit from that party. And there is nothing better than going, oh my gosh, I just did this party and all of its profit. So let me go ahead and grab a little bit and then use that for easels or whatever. Okay, so we're adding this. We are about to go to the paint party calculator. What do y'all think? You like it? Okay, so we are going to be with you the next 2 days, actually 3 days, because I'm going to do another fun live on Friday. Let me know in the comments if you want to hear about the bankruptcy story. If you do, I will definitely share it. But right now, we are getting out a piece of paper. It is time to actually write something down, okay? So what I want you to do is get you a piece of paper. And did you know, I don't know if you know this, but you are 42% more likely to accomplish your goals when you write them down. Okay, so here is the thing. Grab a pen, grab a paper, and let me know if you are ready. Put ready in the comments, okay? All right, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to teach you how you can make money with this guy right here. So I want you to grab a piece of paper and I want you to write on the top. This is my favorite math to do. It's called, you're going to write paint party calculator, okay? So no, I don't seal the canvas paintings. I do seal the porch leaner, which I'll teach you in 2 days' time.
What about ornaments?
Ornaments, yes, I do seal those for sure. So paint party, I don't like the Sharpie.
You said that about that Sharpie earlier.
I thought I threw that one away. Oh, it's this one. Okay, I don't like this. Can we throw that away?
Don't throw it at me. You threw it at me.
Paint party. You gotta have a good Sharpie. It's gotta make a good sound. Oh, good. And Snow-Tex. Don't forget to bring Snow-Tex.
Some people are asking what it looks like.
Oh my gosh, if you have never used this, it is the best thing ever. So much fun. So much fun.
Sorry to interrupt the calculator.
No, it's okay. Okay, so I'm gonna do this fast because, dang it, I'm running out of time. Okay, so paint party calculator. Then I want you right under it to write money in the bank, okay? Money in the bank. So write these two things down. And still haven't answered the question about if you are, what did she say? Hold on.
I was looking for it. I couldn't.
Oh, I did not paint the snowman white. I just let it be the canvas. That's just a fast way to do it. I just let it be the canvas. Okay, so money in the bank. Okay, so now I want you to draw a rectangle. And you're going to draw yourself a calculator, okay? This is a visual. We are artists and we're visual, and so it should help you. So I want you to make a little spot here. This is going to be for the amount that you're going to make. Then I want you to do 4 circles across and then 4 circles down, okay? Oh, the bottle of Snow-Tex, it's this one right here. Snow-Tex is so much fun. So much fun. Okay, so go ahead and just draw those. Let me put this down, make sure you can see it. Snow-Tex is like adding, think of glue and sand mixed together and then grabbing it and putting it on your painting. It is so much fun. So much fun. It's kind of like bringing extra fun to your paint party and people have a blast with it. Okay, so now I'm just going to, this part you can draw in if you want. So I'm going to start here, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This part is not necessary. Just a heads up, this part is not necessary, okay? Then I'm going to do, and you'll see why. I'm just going to show you why. There's a times sign here. There's a divide sign here, a minus sign here, an equal sign here, a plus sign, the 0, and then the number sign. The reason I like to draw it out is because, guess what? If you have 10 painters and you are going to charge $35 a person to paint this adorable snowman with you, how much will you have before expenses? So let's ask Alexa. Alexa, how much is 10 times 35?
10 times 35 is $350.
$350. Okay? So expenses are around $60 for a paint party of 10 because we want to do a profit every party. So how much is 350 minus $60? Alexa, how much is 350 minus $60?
350 minus $60 is $290.
$290, okay? So here is just a basic, so what I like to do is just pretend like, okay? So 10 times 35 equals, $290, okay? So now, this is just, great job on the sound effects, by the way. So the reason I want you to write this out is because, Diane's Alexa is answering as well. Everyone's Alexa is on fire right now. Sorry, y'all. I apologize. Okay, so now what I want you to do is take it a step further, okay? So $290 to do something really, really fun and really cool. Who thinks that's a good paycheck? I don't know many places you can go and make $290 in a couple of hours painting an adorable, cute snowman, right? So now I want you to take it a step further, okay? It's great if we make $290. However, if we don't have a purpose, if we don't have a goal for it, I want you to write that down because this is going to make you actually take action. Because tomorrow, I'm going to teach you how to actually book a paint party. So I want you to write down 2 goals, okay? So number 1, I'm going to share with you openly my 2 goals. My first one is to make enough money with my paint parties to have a 3, maybe a 4-night cruise coming up, hopefully during the winter. So I want to go on a cruise. Either I'm going to put 3 to 4 night. Okay. My second goal is a pair of new cowboy boots. Okay. So new cowboy boots. Now, these 2 goals are roughly about $300, give or take, right? Why would it not be okay to say, I want to pay off my student loan debt of 40 grand, for example? If I say that, this paint party is going to feel so insignificant. Now, yes, we will talk about it later. There have been many people that have paid off tons of debt, including student loan debts, with their paint parties. But what I want you to remember is that if you set your goal, think of $290. Think of, what do I want? Okay, so start writing down what you want. Is there anybody on here that wants to share? And I would love to hear what Bobby, if he was doing a paint party right now, what he would spend his $290 on. All right, let's get you over here on this side because we're about to wrap up. I want to see what your goals are, and then also let's the man behind the camera. Y'all can meet my husband Bobby. Those of y'all that are brand new. Behind the camera.
Hey, everybody.
Okay, so what would you spend your $290 on? What would be a goal?
Man, I have such a list.
I know you have. You always have a list. His love language is gifts.
Love language. Probably right now, because I'm getting into mountain biking.
He loves him some mountain biking.
So it'd probably be parts and tools.
But you have to be specific because it doesn't do anything if you're not specific.
Okay.
This is goal setting 101.
Okay, so I don't. That's a difficult. Okay, so tires for my mountain bike.
How much are tires for mountain bikes?
Probably be like $250 for both tires, front and rear.
Perfect. Okay, so Bobby, $250 for both tires, so he would be able to do that with 1 paint party. Okay. All right. So if you want to see on the phone. And maybe say some of, okay, so like Tammy says, pay off debt. That's awesome, Tammy, but you got to pick one thing. So, which I know Tammy's like a rock star. She teaches 1,000 paint parties a month. So she's going to definitely pay off all her debt. But for everybody here, I want you to think about specific things, okay? I love that one. I just saw buy food for Salvation Army. A lot of people here are using their paint party money to buy cool stuff for other people, to share with more people, and that is a great thing to do. And pay property taxes. Yes, we gotta pay taxes, right, people? A new tattoo, Seren, I love that one. A new tattoo would be great. So think about the things that you need, because if you just say, I'm gonna pay out $40,000 in student loan debt, this isn't gonna help you. Like, it's gonna help you get there, but it's not going to specifically. It's almost like the Dave Ramsey thing. You do the smallest debt first, right? And then you have that snowball effect. It's kind of like that, but with goals.
Good job.
Thanks. But with goals, okay? So different goals. So you want to actually pick things that can happen in this. All right, I want to say one last thing. There is a quote, me, Pixie, and Bobby were all talking about this earlier. The quote is, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So here's the deal. We have some of you watching right now who are like, oh my gosh, I have written this goal down. I am excited. Bobby's ready to get tires for his mountain bike. I'm ready to go on a cruise and get some new cowboy boots. I just put new cowboy.
What?
Y'all, look what I wrote.
What? Oh my. Oh my. We're going to have a conversation when this is over. New cowboy. Do I get to stay or am I getting replaced?
New cowboy boots. New cowboy boots. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I love you. I love you.
Oh, okay.
I love you. Okay, so new cowboy boots, not a new cowboy. I'm sorry. So here's the thing I'm trying to get across is there are some of you right now that are thinking, oh my gosh, this is doable. This can happen. I am so excited about all of this. And then there's some of y'all that are like, how's that going to happen? $60 for supplies? No way. There's no way that can happen. I can do it for less than $60 in supplies. I can do it for way less. I can make it happen, but that's like a generic amount that easily can happen. This business is more about service than it is about me buying this $1 to $2 thing of paint, right? It's more about service. So I'm telling you that yes, it can happen. So some of you that are watching are like, yep, let's get this done. Let's make this happen. Others of you are still stuck in that. If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So a lot of the next 3 days, I just want to remind you that this is all about changing your mindset as well. I want you to remember that we are about positivity. We're about happiness. We're about dreaming big for new cowboys and cruises. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
How much is a new cowboy? That's what's in my mind. What do you got a price on this new cowboy?
I didn't mean to write that. So I want you to really start thinking about what you can do and the possibilities over these next few days. Okay, so let's give away one more gift card and then we're going to share the homework. They got homework.
All right.
Homework's happening. Okay, you want to pick somebody? You want to grab a name?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll keep Bobby for sure. He is great.
I gotta lean way over here. Who said that? They should win something.
That was Tammy. Tammy, I think Tammy Sharp said to keep Bobby. Let's see. Oh my gosh, that's awesome, Regina. She said her principal just asked her to host a party. She didn't know I'd signed up for your class. Going for it. Regina!
How about we give her a gift card?
Yes!
There we go.
Okay, Regina.
Shilling,
and we'll give Tammy one too since she says you're a keeper.
That's good. I like that.
Okay, so Tammy Sharp and Regina who?
Shilling.
Okay, so you are both getting a Michael's gift card. And then Tammy Sharp and Regina.
Shilling.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
3 times.
I'm still thinking about that new cowboy. Sorry, I'm just kidding.
Where's it?
Okay, so homework. All right, so here's your homework. First off, let me know in the comments, did you have fun? Bobby, did you have fun?
I had a blast.
I had fun too. It was fun. And yes, he is a keeper, definitely.
Oh, thanks,
we're going to keep him. We'll definitely keep him. Okay, so here's your homework. I have notes because I want to make sure that you get it all. So number 1, paint your snowman on canvas. Now you have all the way till Tuesday, but you saw it took me less than an hour, so you can easily get it done, and we have all kinds of prizes for that. So paint your snowman. Number 2, post a picture of you and your goals in the group, okay? We want to cheer you on. Like Shri, she says she's hosting her first paint party in December. High five! That's amazing. So I want to cheer you on. So make sure you post your picture. If you're scared to have your face in it, you can just post a picture of your calculator. Then I want you to set your alarm for tomorrow. We are going to be back at 11 a.m. Central and 7 p.m. Central, and I'm going to teach you how to paint the ornaments, okay? So the ornaments are next. And then I want you to spread some kindness. I want you to comment on at least 3 people's posts something nice, okay? Remember, we are not here for being mean. We are here to be nice, to be kind, and have a blast while we're all learning how to do this awesome paint party world. So I hope you had fun tonight. Bobby, good job.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you so much for
Good
being
job,
here and
everybody over there,
helping.
too. Good questions.
Yes, great questions. Thank y'all for being here, and we will see you tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Central. Bye, y'all. Bobby.